Hello, welcome to today's yoga video, Yoga for Healthy Knees. I'm going to show you a handful of yoga moves to hopefully help your knees feel less pain and a little bit more mobility in your step. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to stretch our legs out. What you want to do is make sure the knees are not locked. If you do have some pain, go ahead and roll a blanket and place it under the knees. You can also sit on a block to help tilt you. Keep the toes pointed towards the ceiling, straight back, pull the navel towards the spine, and rest the hands down on the mat. Your gaze will be towards the big toes, and just breathe here. What this does is it helps to engage the quads, the hips, and you'll also feel it probably in your abs. Go ahead and breathe here. Normally you would stay in this position for 30 seconds to a minute. But again, it depends on how your body's feeling. All right. And breathe. And go ahead and relax. If you're feeling a little tight, go ahead and shake the legs out a little bit. Even go into a half forward fold. Again, don't lock the knees. And go ahead and roll over. Well, not roll over, but go ahead and turn, bringing your legs into easy pose. It's just a crisscross position. Again, these activate the hip sockets, the hips, the quads. If this is actually hurting your knees, you can take a blanket, go ahead and roll and place under the knee. This will help relax and hopefully less tension on the knee. One thing I want to remind people is while you're doing yoga, if you ever feel pain, and I don't mean a little bit of stretching here or there, go ahead and come out. That means you might be hurting yourself, or it's just a little too far into the pose and you need to work up to it. Again, all these you'll want to hold between 30 seconds to a minute and breathe. If this is still painful, I even suggest just not bringing the legs into such a crisscross position. And go ahead and relax. I'm going to go ahead and move the blanket. Bring the knees together. Come to your hands and knees. Tuck the toes under and lift up. And you're in downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal the feet. Okay, you're going to feel the stretch again in the hips, lower back, and through the back of the legs. You can bend your knees. I do not want you to lock the knees. And walk forward or one big step. Hang like a rag doll. You're going to feel again stretch back behind the legs. And go ahead and rest the hands on the thighs. Come up with a straight back. And relax the shoulders. All right, come to mountain, which is just standing here, feet parallel. And rock back and forth. This is just more of kind of a massage for the feet. And come into mountain. If you have trouble balancing, go ahead and hold on to a wall or bookcase, just as long as it's stable and no wheels. Go ahead, you're going to balance on your right foot. Go ahead and lift the left foot, bringing the foot to either the shin or inner thigh. But again, I recommend if you are doing this for healthy knees, go ahead and just keep it on the shin, hands either on the hips or in front in prayer position. Draw the navel towards the spine and breathe here. Make sure your hip is not tilting out to the side. You want to pretend like there's a pole going down that standing leg and breathe. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. And gently bring that other foot down and bring the hands down by your side. You can shake the legs out a little bit, and we're going to do that on the other side so you are not uneven. I know, a little humor here. Again, start to feel balanced on the left foot, and you're going to bring the right foot to, I recommend right now, the shin area. If this is even too much of a painful knee bend, go ahead and bring it to the ankle. And again, try to keep that hip under you. Try not to have it out to the side. And the same thing, this is an open hip pose, so you want the knee out to the side. And breathe. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. These are all engaging your core, working the quads and the hips, which are all very important to healthy knees. And breathe. Go ahead and bring the hands and the feet down. Shake out those legs if you're feeling a little stressed or a little stressed in them or a little pain. And we're going to go ahead and bring the feet about a leg length apart. Turn the left toes to the short edge of the mat. The right toes are towards the long edge of the mat. Heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Hips are open, so that means they are facing forward. You will not be turning in, so this is a no, and this is a yes. Bring the arms out to a T position and bend that left knee. Now, if you're feeling good, go ahead and bring that back leg back a little bit. Depends on your flexibility. Shoulders down. Now, I know people like to bring their knee past the ankle. In this situation, try to keep the knee in line with the ankle or just behind, especially if you're feeling pain in the knee. Do not have as much knee bend. I like to say, make sure your torso is in between both legs so the weight is evenly distributed. This way, you're going to get a good stretch and strengthen both legs. If you're leaning too far forward over the bent knee, you're not going to feel it as much in the back, and you're going to put more stress on the knee in the front. So breathe here for a few more breaths. And go ahead and come up. And we're going to turn to the other side. And we're going to do that on the other side. So gently bend the right knee. Try to keep the knee in line with the toe that's next to the big toe. And hold again, keeping the hips open, and breathe. Stay here for a few breaths. And go ahead and gently come up. Now, keeping the legs one leg length apart or wide, you're going to bring the arms, keep the arms out to a T. Keep the hips open so the hip bones are facing forward. Shift the right hip to the side, bringing the left arm down. And if you need help with the balance, you can place your hand on your shin or the wall. Go ahead and look down. There should be no knee bend in this position, but also not locking the knees. If this is causing pain, go ahead and come to a shorter stance. And breathe. And gently come up. And again, we're going to turn to the other side. And breathe. Shift the hips to the left. And top arm points up. Bottom arm points down. You want to make sure that you are not leaning forward with the rib cage or back. It's kind of like you've got a pane of glass on each side. And breathe. And go ahead and come up, arms down, and step the feet together. So we're going to make our way back down to the mat and just arms stretch up, fold forward. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs and go ahead and come to your hands and knees. And then make your way all the way down to your stomach. And breathe. Placing your one arm underneath the forehead. Go ahead and bend the left leg and gently grab. You're going to hold here for a few breaths. Again, if this is too painful, go ahead and come out. So go ahead and gently lower the leg to the floor. Going to switch arms. Place the forehead on the other arm now. And go ahead and bend the other leg and reach back. And hold. And these are all, as you'll notice, engaging the quads, which is very important for knee health. Go ahead and come out and gently roll to your back. Leaving both knees bent and both feet on the floor. We're going to start. Take the ankle of the right leg, place it on the thigh of the left leg, and gently pull the thigh towards you. If you don't have any neck issues and you're feeling strong, go ahead and lift the head up. And go ahead and place the feet back down and the head down. You can also place a towel underneath the head and shoulders if you would like that support. So we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. And breathe. And place both feet back down. And roll over to the side. And help push yourself up to sitting. Well, I hope this has helped give you some yoga poses to work on to help with healthy knees, help strengthen them, and also just help the hips and quads feel better. Now, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like the video on whichever platform you're watching it, and I will see you next time. Bye.